Most men are invisible, not because the world is unfair, but because they've chosen comfort over power, silence over strength, and weakness over action. Let that sit. You think being unseen is a coincidence? It's not. It's the consequence of the choices you make every single day. You let fear guide your steps. You let comfort rock you to sleep. You've chosen to be passive in a world that rewards the aggressive. And that choice has cost you everything: respect, confidence, purpose. You scroll, you complain, you dream, but you don't move. You want power, but you fear risk. You want respect, but you never demand it. That ends today. Today, we flip the switch. No more begging for permission. No more hiding behind maybe later or I'm not ready. Power doesn't ask for permission. It takes ground in silence. It builds in the dark. It strikes without warning. And if you're not building the kind of power, you're being built over by someone else. This isn't your typical get motivated talk. This isn't about feeling better. This is about becoming better. Sharper, colder, focused. You don't need more dopamine. You need strategy. You don't need a vision board. You need a war plan. And I'm going to hand it to you step by step. But let me be clear. This message isn't for boys looking for validation. It's for men ready to disappear from the noise and dominate in silence. It's for the man tired of being overlooked, tired of playing backup in the story of his own life. You got one life, one shot to stop being a passive observer and start becoming a silent weapon. If you're the man who blends into the crowd, who bites his tongue to avoid confrontation, who waits for permission to act, then this is your reckoning. You can keep hiding, or you can step into the shadows where real power is forged. The world is loud. Everyone's talking. Everyone's selling. Everyone's pretending. But real men move in silence. They watch. They analyze. They strike. And when they do, everything changes. This video isn't for the weak. It's not motivation. It's not therapy. It's war strategy. You're here to learn how to move in shadows, quietly, powerfully, and with purpose. You're here to unlearn the soft habits you've been fed and replace them with tactics. Precision. Fire. This is about becoming unshakable without ever raising your voice. It's about being respected before you even speak. Because let's face it, power doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being undeniable. And the man who moves in shadows, he doesn't beg for attention. He commands it by being the one everyone underestimates until it's too damn late. So if you're ready to stop talking and start building, if you're done watching other men win while you pretend you're waiting your turn, then lock in. Because we're not just talking masculinity, we're building it. Right here, right now. If you've made it this far, it's because something inside you knows that you're not living up to your potential. You feel it, right? That quiet discontent gnawing at you. It's the recognition that you're stuck in the noise, the distractions, the chaos of a world that demands everything from you, but gives nothing in return. And in the middle of all this, where's your power? In a world full of noise, real power lies in silence. In control, in subtle moves that shift outcomes before anyone sees them coming. Power isn't about shouting the loudest or making the most noise. It's about doing what others won't even notice until it's too late. The quiet decisions, the unspoken actions, the moves you make behind the scenes that shape the game while everyone else is distracted by the flash. This is the power of the shadows. But most men don't get this. They've bought into the lie that they need to be seen, to be loud, to broadcast their every move to the world. The internet has taught them that being loud equals being strong. But what's actually happening is that they're drowning in the noise. They're so focused on looking powerful that they miss the one truth that separates the successful from the irrelevant. Power isn't given. It's taken, and it's taken in silence. Men today are confused, loud on the internet, quiet in real life. They've been sold this idea that they need to be everything to everyone, that they need validation and attention to feel worthy. And so they shout, they flex, they perform. But inside, they're lost. They lack mission. They lack identity. They lack spine. It's easy to talk a big game, but what happens when no one's watching? What happens when the crowd disperses and you're left standing alone? This video is here to change that. This isn't just about tactics. It's not just about how to move in shadows and manipulate the game. This is about something much deeper. This is about identity. This is about becoming the kind of man who doesn't need to bark to command a room. A man who walks in, and everyone feels his presence without a word. A man who doesn't beg for respect, but demands it by the way he carries himself and operates in silence. This is about becoming a man who builds silently, strikes precisely, and leads without apology. Think about it. How many men do you know who talk about making it? They tweet, they post, they vent about what they want, about the dreams they have. But when it's time to act, silence. And here's the hard truth. Men like that will never win. Because action speaks louder than words. And the men who win are the ones who've mastered the art of making silent moves. They don't need to announce every step, every goal. They don't need to tell the world how hard they're working or how much they want it. They just do it. There's a powerful distinction here, and it's time you learn it. You can either be a man who talks and gets lost in the noise, or you can be a man who acts and commands presence. The latter is the one who doesn't need to tell people he's powerful. People just know. That's the man you need to become. That's the power you need to cultivate. Not the flash and dazzle of social media. Not the hollow clout of attention-seeking behavior. But real, undeniable power that shifts outcomes without anyone ever seeing the wheels turning. Robert Greene once said, "The best way to protect yourself is to be as fluid and formless as water. Never bet on stability or lasting order." What does that mean for you? It means that power is not about being rigid. It's about adaptability. It's about moving in ways that the world doesn't expect. It's about learning how to be unshakable. Not because you've built yourself like a fortress, but because you've learned to flow, to adjust, to move with purpose in the shadows. When you're formless, you can't be pinned down. You're elusive. You're unpredictable. You're dangerous. The man who lives in shadows doesn't cling to stability. He adapts to it. He moves with purpose, but never in a way that others can predict. And this, my friend, is what separates the men who command respect from the ones who beg for it. The one who's too loud, too flashy, he's already been read. He's already been analyzed. But the man who moves in silence, who operates with quiet precision, he's a mystery, and mystery commands power. This is what you need to understand. Real power doesn't come from being the loudest, the fastest, or the flashiest. It comes from being the one who makes calculated, precise moves when the world isn't looking. It comes from being the man who has the vision and the discipline to move without anyone else even knowing you're there. Power comes from building your empire behind the scenes and letting the results speak for themselves. So, here's what I'm asking you to do today. Stop chasing attention. Stop trying to prove your worth. Stop thinking that you need to scream to be heard. The real game isn't played out loud. It's played in the shadows. And if you're willing to embrace that reality, to move in silence with purpose, you'll see the world around you shift. People will begin to respect you, follow you, and fear you. Not because you told them to, but because they felt it in the air. They felt the quiet power that you brought with every step. This isn't a quick fix. It's not a 5-minute solution. It's a lifestyle. It's a shift in how you view the world, how you operate in it, and how you position yourself as the one everyone wants to follow but never sees coming. Now let's dig deeper into how you can start making these shifts today. You've been fed the lie that power comes from visibility. Let me show you how power really works. Let's get to work. Let's take a deep breath because we're about to get real. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm not here to make you feel good about yourself if you're not earning it. You've heard all the motivational nonsense, the follow your dreams chants, but let's talk about something that actually moves the needle. Hard truth. You think being nice earns you loyalty. It doesn't. It earns you neglect. Nice guys don't get respect. They get walked over. You apologize for existing. You shrink. You wait for others to validate you, to give you permission to step up, to take charge. That's exactly why you don't get respect. You're too busy playing the role of the nice guy, trying to avoid conflict, trying to keep the peace, when in reality, the world doesn't care about your attempts at politeness. It cares about results. It cares about power. And unless you stop shrinking, stop apologizing, and start demanding the respect you deserve, you'll remain invisible. That's the first truth you need to face. You're not respected because you've allowed others to disrespect you. You've let them walk over you. You've been passive, hoping that someone will see your worth. Newsflash, the world doesn't work that way. You want respect? Then demand it. If you don't, no one will give it to you. You can't wait for the right moment. You can't wait for someone to see the real you. You have to build yourself into someone who is impossible to ignore. And you start by stopping all that apologizing and waiting around. Get up and take what's yours. Now let's talk about laziness. I'm calling it out because too many of you are living in a fog of excuses. You say you're tired. You say you're worn out. But let me ask you this. Tired from what? You haven't done anything. You scroll for hours on your phone, watching others live their lives, wishing you could be them. You binge watch series until the sun comes up, stuff your face with garbage, and then wonder why your life is going nowhere. Tired? Of what? You're tired because you're avoiding work. You're tired because you're filling your time with distractions instead of action. I get it. Life is exhausting, but you're exhausted because you're giving your energy to things that don't serve you. You're wasting time. You're wasting potential. You think that scrolling for hours, chasing the next viral video, or scrolling through someone else's success is somehow going to make you feel better. But all it's doing is robbing you of your time, your potential, and your respect. You're tired because you're not working, you're consuming. Consuming everything the world offers without producing anything of your own. Here's a wake-up call for you. You're not hated. You're ignored. And there's a big difference. People don't even see you because you've given them no reason to. You're not in their thoughts because you haven't made an impact. You're not remembered because your life is filled with nothing but distractions and noise. You've blended into the background because you've chosen comfort over effort, silence over strength, and laziness over action. And here's the cold truth. If you don't change that, you'll stay invisible. You'll stay irrelevant. The world will pass you by, and you'll wonder why no one takes you seriously. You're not hated. You're invisible, and that's on you. Let's talk about discipline, because that's where it all starts. You think you're disciplined, but the truth is, you're not. If you were, you wouldn't let yourself be distracted. You wouldn't binge watch Netflix for hours. You wouldn't let the gym slip to the bottom of your priority list. You wouldn't tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, only to repeat the same lazy cycle the next day. You've been living in a world of half measures, and it's costing you everything. Discipline isn't just about working out or eating right. It's about controlling yourself in every aspect of your life. It's about not letting your desires control you. It's about not falling for the trap of instant gratification. You think that temporary pleasure, whether it's food, social media, or distractions, is going to make you feel better, but it doesn't. It's a trap. Discipline means delaying that satisfaction for something greater. It means choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. And while we're talking about discipline, let's bring up another hard truth. Your potential means nothing if you can't back it up with action. You can dream all you want. You can have the biggest goals, the most impressive plans, but if you don't show up every single day and put in the work, your potential is wasted. Potential is just a nice word for empty promises. And unless you start executing, unless you start turning those dreams into reality, your potential will remain a fantasy. You're wasting time. You're wasting energy. And you're not going to get anywhere unless you decide to show up and do the work. It's easy to hide behind excuses. It's easy to blame the world, to blame your circumstances, or to blame other people for why you're not where you want to be. But the reality is, every excuse you make is a chain that's keeping you stuck. Every time you blame someone else or justify your lack of action, you're only digging yourself deeper into a hole. At some point, you have to take ownership. You have to stop looking outward and start looking inward. The truth is, the only thing standing between you and your success is you. No one else is responsible for your failure. Only you are. And that's where the real work begins. It's not about complaining. It's not about sitting back and hoping things will change. It's about facing the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is, and taking action. No more excuses. No more distractions. No more waiting for the right time. The time is now. You think the world owes you something? It doesn't. Life doesn't owe you anything. The world is indifferent. It doesn't care about your potential, your excuses, or your backstory. The world only cares about results. It cares about what you do, not what you say. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you can start taking control of your life. Remember what Sun Tzu said, all warfare is based on deception. The modern war isn't fought on a battlefield. It's fought in silence. It's fought in how you carry yourself. It's fought in how you execute, not on what you post, not on what you claim you'll do, not in the dreams you tell others about. It's fought in the shadows. It's fought in your daily actions. And the real warriors are the ones who are silently building, silently executing, silently rising, while the rest of the world watches. This is your wake-up call. It's time to stop making excuses, stop hiding behind distractions, and start stepping into the power you've been ignoring. The only thing holding you back is you. It's time to confront your weakness and turn it into strength. No more looking for validation. No more whining. It's time to make your move. Now that we've exposed the hard truths, let's talk about what comes next. This is where it all shifts. This is where you stop being a spectator in your own life and become the player, the leader, the force to be reckoned with. If you're serious about changing the course of your life, it's time to take action. It's time to make power moves. Let's dive into the first step, the cornerstone of real power. Step 1, master self-silence. Talk less. That's the first rule. The world doesn't need to know your every thought, your every intention, or your every move. When you talk too much, you dilute your own strength. You give away your power. You waste your energy on words that hold no weight. You announce plans that aren't even executed yet. You end up chasing approval, chasing validation, chasing noise. And that's all it is, noise. The real power lies in silence, in operating quietly, without fanfare, without the need for constant recognition. If you want true dominance, stop announcing your every move. The moment you start talking too much, you've lost the game. You've made yourself a target. Let your actions speak for themselves. Let your results do the talking. Operate like a ghost. Be seen only when it's too late for anyone to stop you. Do you know why successful men don't need to brag? Because their actions already do it for them. When you speak less, you start to move differently. You become more calculated, more intentional. You begin to carry yourself with the kind of quiet confidence that forces people to respect you, even if they don't fully understand why. They don't know what you're working on, but they feel the power. They sense it, and they won't dare underestimate you. Step 2, build a fortress mindset. Next up, build a fortress mindset. This isn't just about thinking strong. It's about conditioning yourself to handle the mental and physical pressure of life. You're not going to become unshakable overnight. It takes consistent effort, discipline, and a commitment to mastering yourself. Let's start with the physical. Cold showers. Yes, they suck, but that's the point. They force you to endure discomfort, to develop resilience. They teach you that you can control your body's reactions. You'll start your day with the mindset of a warrior, ready for anything life throws at you. It's a small battle you win before the world even starts demanding from you. Wake up at 5 a.m. The early hours are sacred. It's when the world is still asleep, when you have the silence to focus on what truly matters. Everyone else is hitting snooze. You, however, are awake, grinding, building. The early hours set the tone for the rest of your day. You're not wasting time. You're taking control. Journal your inner warfare. Your mind is a battlefield. It's a war zone where distractions, self-doubt, and weaknesses try to break you down every single day. Journaling gives you the opportunity to reflect on your thoughts, process your emotions, and reset your mindset. This is how you stay on top of your mental game. This is how you stop yourself from becoming weak, by confronting your demons daily and sharpening your mental edge. You're the general of your own mind. Command it like a true leader. Step 3, learn the art of detachment. This is one of the most powerful moves you can make. It's time to stop reacting to every little thing around you. It's time to stop being a slave to your emotions, to your impulses, to the chaos that surrounds you. Detachment doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means having control. It means observing the world around you and responding with precision, not reaction. It means not letting other people's opinions, drama, or distractions pull you off course. You need to learn to detach from the noise. You need to stop being triggered by everything that doesn't serve you. You're not a puppet to be jerked around by your emotions. You're a man who moves with intent, who sees the bigger picture. Detachment allows you to remain clear-headed in the chaos of life. When others are panicking, reacting, losing their cool, you'll be calm. You'll be the one sitting back, letting the fools reveal themselves while you stay in control. Your power lies in your ability to stay composed, to remain unaffected by the distractions around you. When you detach from the small stuff, you free yourself to focus on what really matters. Your goals, your mission, your purpose. You're not wasting energy on things that don't move you forward. And that, my friend, is control. Step 4. Move strategically. Now it's time to start playing chess, not checkers. Every single action you take should have intention behind it. You can't afford to be sloppy, to move reactively. Every step, every decision, every moment needs to be part of a larger plan. Start by planning your week like a military campaign. Every day should be mapped out with a clear purpose. What are you going to do today that gets you closer to your goals? What small, deliberate actions can you take to keep moving forward? It's not enough to wake up and see what happens. No, you need to take control from the very start. Make a plan and execute it with precision. Be 5 moves ahead of every man in the room. It doesn't matter what others are doing. You don't have to follow their lead. You need to be thinking ahead, anticipating the moves, the reactions, the roadblocks. When you move strategically, you're never caught off guard. You're always prepared, always one step ahead. This is how you get power, not by reacting to life, not by letting the world dictate your next move, but by being the one in control, dictating your own moves. Everything you do should be intentional. Every action should serve a larger purpose. This is how you create momentum. This is how you make progress. Step 5. Speak like a king. Finally, let's talk about how you communicate. The way you speak has power, more power than you realize. Too many men ramble on, wasting words, filling the air with meaningless chatter. Don't be that man. Speak like a king, deliberate, short, and powerful. Every word that comes out of your mouth should carry weight. You're not here to fill silence with fluff. You're here to make statements that demand attention. When you speak, make it count. Speak like your time is expensive, because it is. Speak like you're the one who decides what happens next. A king doesn't beg for attention. He commands it. He doesn't need to fill the room with endless chatter. He speaks when it's necessary, and when he does, everyone listens. His words are deliberate, powerful, and meaningful. This is how you need to speak. When you choose your words wisely, when you speak with intent and confidence, people start listening. And when people listen, they start following. These are the power moves that will separate you from the pack. The world is full of distractions, full of noise, and full of weak men who never take control of their lives. But you're different. You're not here to be like everyone else. You're here to dominate. And the moves I just gave you are the ones that will build your power, your respect, and your legacy. Now it's up to you. Will you take these steps and start moving like a man of purpose, a man of power? Or will you keep making excuses and wondering why you're still stuck? It's time to decide. Your actions speak louder than any words you can say. So start acting like the man you know you're capable of being. The time for talk is over. It's time for results. Now that we've discussed the tactical steps, let's move into the core principles that define the real power of man. These aren't just habits or routines. They're the bedrock of who you are, how you carry yourself, and what you stand for. You can have all the strategies in the world, but without the right mindset, without the right foundation, you'll crumble under pressure. This is where you stop being a man who's trying to succeed and start being a man who is success. Mental toughness. Train your mind like a soldier. Let's begin with your mind. The most powerful weapon you possess is your ability to endure, to push through, to remain unshaken. But in today's world, most men are weak because they've never had to face real adversity. They've never trained their minds to endure silence, boredom, or solitude. You see, it's in these moments of stillness that your mind is forged. Read. A man who doesn't read is a man who doesn't think. There's no wisdom in scrolling through social media or consuming content that adds nothing to your life. Real growth comes from the great books, from learning the lessons of those who've come before you. Knowledge is a weapon, and the more you wield it, the sharper you become. Meditate. I know you're busy, but this isn't about sitting cross-legged and chanting. Meditation is about mastering your thoughts. It's about controlling your mental landscape. In a world where distractions are everywhere, the ability to sit in silence and focus is a superpower. It's the space where you learn to observe your emotions rather than being ruled by them. Fast. I'm not talking about starving yourself. I'm talking about creating mental discipline through fasting. By denying your body what it craves, you train yourself to control urges. You show your mind that it doesn't control you. This kind of discipline strengthens your willpower and creates the mental toughness you need to thrive under pressure. So, here's the truth. Mental toughness doesn't come from doing what feels good. It comes from enduring what feels uncomfortable. You train your mind by subjecting it to discomfort. You grow by sitting through moments of boredom. This is where men are made. Physical dominance. Your body is your armor. Now, let's talk about the foundation of every powerful man, his body. We all know the importance of looking good, but here's the harsh reality. Most men don't need to be ripped with six-pack abs to exude power. What you need is strength that's felt without ever having to take off your shirt. You don't have to be the guy flexing in the mirror, showing off. Your strength should be silent, but undeniable. A man who can handle his own in any physical situation commands respect without saying a word. His body is his armor, and it tells a story of discipline, resilience, and power. Train your body like it's the last line of defense. Lift heavy weights. Do bodyweight exercises. Run. Swim. Get comfortable with discomfort. It's not about looking good for the gram. It's about building a body that can handle whatever life throws at you. It's about being able to move fast, think clearly, and perform under pressure. The strongest men are the ones who endure pain to build strength. They don't run from it. They embrace it. Your physical fitness is a reflection of how much you're willing to invest in yourself. So, get in the gym, hit the pavement, and put in the work. Your strength is not for show. It's your survival instinct, your edge. And when you walk into a room, people feel it. Emotional mastery. Channel your inner fury. I need you to listen closely to this next part, because it will change how you view your emotions forever. Anger is fuel. Fear is a compass. Insecurity is a signal. These emotions are not weaknesses. They are the raw materials of your power, and if you know how to wield them, they will serve you. Anger. It's one of the most misunderstood emotions in the modern world. Too many men bury their anger, pretending it doesn't exist. But anger, when channeled properly, is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. It can fuel your actions. It can drive you to achieve greatness. But you must learn to control it. Don't let it control you. Anger is a force. Use it to burn away the obstacles in your path. Fear. We all feel it. Fear is the signal that you're standing on the edge of growth. When you're afraid, you know that you're facing something important. Fear is your compass, showing you where to go next. Don't run from it. Run towards it. Walk right into it, and you'll find yourself growing stronger with every step. Insecurity. This is your signal to get better. Insecurity is not a reason to shrink. It's a reason to step up. You feel insecure because there's a part of you that knows you're not where you want to be. So use it. Use that feeling as fuel to push harder, to learn more, to build the man you want to become. Your emotions are not something to be buried. They're the raw materials of your success. The key is learning how to use them, not let them use you. Financial independence. Build value. Build freedom. You want freedom? Then stop relying on anyone else for it. Financial independence isn't optional for a man who wants power. It's essential. If you don't control your finances, someone else does. That's a cold, hard fact. Learn skills. No one is going to hand you financial independence. You have to earn it. And the way you earn it is by learning high-value skills that the world needs. Whether it's coding, marketing, sales, or even a craft like carpentry or plumbing. Your skills are your ticket to financial freedom. Sell something. If you're not selling, you're not in control. Every man who holds power has something to offer. He's creating value and selling it to the world. You can sell products, services, ideas, or even yourself. The key is understanding that money doesn't come from sitting back and waiting. It comes from taking action, offering value, and closing deals. If you're financially weak, you're politically weak. Don't fool yourself into thinking that your job will secure your future. Build your own wealth. Create your own streams of income. Make money work for you, not the other way around. Financial freedom isn't just about money. It's about power. It's about the ability to make decisions without being constrained by a paycheck. Spiritual purpose. Connect with something higher. Finally, let's talk about the most important thing of all, purpose. You can have all the power, all the money, and all the strength in the world, but if you don't have a higher purpose, none of it matters. Power without purpose is pointless. You need to connect with something bigger than yourself. It could be faith, a mission, a cause, or even a legacy you want to leave behind. This is what keeps you grounded when the world tries to pull you in 1,000 directions. Faith. Whether it's a belief in God or a deep conviction in your own principles, faith gives you something to anchor yourself to when life gets tough. It gives you strength in times of doubt, clarity in times of confusion, and purpose in times of aimlessness. Legacy. What do you want to leave behind? What mark do you want to make on the world? A man without a legacy is like a ship without a destination. The strongest men are the ones who live their lives with the end in mind. They know that every action they take, every decision they make, contributes to something larger than themselves. Mission. Your mission is your reason for being. It's a driving force behind every move you make. If you don't have a mission, you'll drift aimlessly through life. But when you do have one, you live with intention. You wake up every day knowing exactly why you're here and what you're meant to do. Without spiritual purpose, power becomes hollow. It becomes a trap. But when you connect to something higher than yourself, everything changes. Your life becomes a quest, a mission that you are determined to complete. And that, my friend, is when you become unstoppable. These are the habits and mindsets that define the real, unapologetic power of a man. It's not enough to simply know them. You must live them every single day. You must embody them in everything you do. This is how you become a force to be reckoned with. This is how you make your mark on the world. So, ask yourself, are you ready to adopt these habits and take control of your life? Or are you content with blending in? The choice is yours. The time to act is now. You've now seen the mindsets, the habits, the tactics, but none of it matters if you don't act. That's where most men fall flat. They absorb knowledge like it's a drug, getting high off the idea of potential. But potential without execution is just fantasy. And fantasy is the enemy of growth. This is the part where we cut through all the noise, all the excuses, all the comfort, all the fluff, and deliver the truth that separates men from boys. Because here's the cold, hard slap of reality. No one's coming to save you. Not your parents. Not your boss. Not that influencer you follow. Not the YouTube videos you binge at 2 a.m. The world doesn't owe you understanding, and life doesn't care about your feelings. It only responds to one thing: movement. The decisions you make when no one's watching. The small wins you stack when the cameras are off and no one's cheering you on. You don't need another motivational speech. You don't need more hype music, more gym edits, or another Instagram quote. You need movement. You need to get up, shut your mouth, and move. Movement builds momentum. Momentum builds discipline. And discipline builds men. You already know what needs to be done. Deep down, you know it. The workouts you skip, the books you avoid, the business you've been delaying. You don't need clarity, you need courage. Start without the applause. Start when it's ugly. Start when you're tired. Start when no one gives a damn. Because success is quiet. It happens in basements, garages, and 5 a.m. mornings. It happens when you do the thing you said you'd do, even when no one's holding you accountable. You are your own accountability. There's no savior coming to rescue you from your laziness or fear. Only you can wage that war. Only you can win it. And if revenge is something you crave, don't waste it on arguments or trying to prove them wrong with words. Frank Sinatra said it best. The best revenge is massive success. Let your results break their assumptions. Let your discipline ruin their doubt. You don't need to scream. You don't need to fight for approval. You just need to rise. Let your silence echo louder than their opinions ever could. So stop talking about what you could do. Stop fantasizing about what your life might look like if things were different. This is war, and war doesn't care about your reasons. It only responds to actions. What will you build? Who will you become? What legacy will you leave? Starting now, not next Monday. This section isn't here to make you feel better. It's here to strip away the lies, to stare you in the eye and say, either you move or you stay weak. That's the only real choice a man ever has. You've heard enough. Now go prove it. You've been hit with the truth. No fluff, no hand-holding, no sugar coating. And by now, the excuses should have died a quiet death somewhere between paragraph 3 and your inner monologue begging for comfort. But comfort won't get you respect. Comfort won't make you powerful. Comfort won't save you from the silence of an unremarkable life. You don't need more advice. You need a direction. And this is it. This is where you choose. Because masculinity isn't the problem. Weakness is. The world didn't start hating strong men. It started celebrating fragile ones. Men who seek applause instead of impact. Men who talk instead of move. Who blame instead of build. But that's not you. Not anymore. If you want to stop being ignored, stop acting like a ghost who's afraid of his own reflection. You want respect? Then stop apologizing for your masculinity. Stop diluting yourself to make others comfortable. You were born for fire, not filters. This channel, this message, isn't for the soft-hearted or the easily offended. It's not entertainment. It's not therapy. It's a command center. A war room for men who are done playing small. A place for men who are tired of hiding behind smiles. Tired of biting their tongue. Tired of watching their lives pass by from the sidelines. This is where we rise. From mediocrity. From doubt. From the shadows. You're not alone in this. You've got brothers in this fight. Men who bleed the same silent frustrations. Who stare at the ceiling at night, wondering why they feel invisible in a world full of noise. This isn't just a channel, it's a battleground. Every view, every comment, every share, it's a war drum. We don't clap for each other. We sharpen each other. Steel on steel. Vord by vord. Win by win. So if you're ready to stop talking and start executing, if you're ready to dominate in silence, to lead without noise, and rise without asking for permission, then prove it. Drop it in the comments. I move in silence. I strike with precision. Let the world know without ever raising your voice. That's the creed. That's the code. No noise. Just presence. Just power. And if you felt this video in your bones, if it woke something up inside you that's been buried under laziness, doubt, and softness, then don't just click off and scroll to the next piece of noise. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this with the version of you that would have ignored it 6 months ago. Or better yet, share it with the man you were yesterday. Because we're not building followers here. We're building warriors. Quiet ones. Precise ones. Men who don't need spotlights to be lethal. Men who build legacies in silence. Men who move the world without needing the world to notice. This is your beginning. Not your highlight reel. Your blueprint. Not your biography. Now go build what no one can take from you. Move in silence. Strike with precision. Rise from the shadows.